Well, Al Jazeera's James Bays has just returned from Tripoli, where he heard first-hand accounts of people caught up in the violence. He joins us from our London studio now. James, what did you hear from them?
Well, I was in Tripoli, Imran, about 5 hours ago. I've just come out on a flight. We went in for just 17 hours because foreign journalists are still banned from Libya, so the only way we could get in was on a transit visa. We flew in, spent 17 hours on the ground trying to assess the situation for ourselves, and then left on a flight back to the UK, which landed in the last hour or so. And it really is a desperate scene, a scene of panic there at Tripoli airport. The flight I've just come back to the UK on was an evacuation flight arranged by the UK Foreign Office, but the flight was only half full. Let me explain to you why. The airport is become a logjam. There are people inside the airport, some of them have been there for 3 days in pretty bad conditions, but there are many more who are outside the airport. It's taking them a long time to get the paper, the bureaucracy, the exit stamps to get a ticket. Then to try and buy a ticket, it's almost impossible to buy a ticket. And then the real difficulty, getting into the airport. There are so many people crowded around the airport, big crowds trying to get through the door, and they're being held back by police who say there's no more room in the airport. Those police are even beating people with clubs, stopping them getting inside the airport. Really desperate scenes, and nearly everyone I spoke to, and I tried to speak to as many people on the ground in Tripoli in the short time we were there, said please tell people about the appalling state of things here at the moment in the airport.
And James, where were they trying to get to? Was it a medley of places?
A medley of places. Many of the people are North African, trying to get to other North African countries, Egypt and Tunisia, for example, putting on as many flights as they can to get people out. But there is this problem that flights are leaving and they're not full because so many people are actually not in the airport and can't get inside the airport. They're telling really desperate stories, Imran, of what it's been like the last few days inside Tripoli. One woman telling me how she witnessed soldiers opening fire on protesters. She said, I saw Gaddafi killing his own people. She was on a rooftop watching that with some other foreigners, and then the soldiers started firing at them, and they didn't want any witnesses to what they had done. They fired at them, they had to duck down, and then smoke grenades were thrown at the rooftop where this group of Britons were watching what was going on.
During those 17 hours, were you able to categorically ascertain who was in charge at the airport? You mentioned police. What sort of police were they?
Yeah, there were all sorts of people around. It was very difficult for us to film. We didn't get a camera out once. We're going to show you the pictures in the coming hours. Most of them were filmed on a high-quality mobile phone, because if we'd got a camera out, we would have been arrested. They don't like international media, and they certainly don't like Al Jazeera there. But in answer to your question, it's pretty clear the airport is still very firmly under the control of Gaddafi's people. All of the normal people you'd expect at an airport, immigration, customs, police, but also secret police patrolling the area on very high alert there at the airport. I'm told by people who made the journey to the airport there are checkpoints all along that road checking people as they come towards the airport. Many people telling me that around Tripoli they believe in the last few hours Gaddafi had been losing control, and maybe now though is slightly consolidating his position.
James, thanks a lot for that fascinating insight and just getting all of us just getting a taste of what it's like at the airport. James Bays joining us there from London.